Hey y'all, it's Tasha with Pine Family Farm. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to our kitchen. Today we're going to be making some muscadine jelly. I made it a couple of years ago. Levi loves it, especially during duck season. He goes through like a jar a weekend. It's crazy. Some muscadines from our neighbor's vine. I'll add that clip right here. Alright, so we're back at our neighbor's house. Some of the muscadines are ripe, other ones are not. So I'm out here picking some before I have to go pick the boys up from school today. So I'm going to show y'all this kind of start to finish, and we'll make some muscadine jelly. You can see he's got black ones and also champagne color ones. These are ready. They're really soft. So different varieties here. Using, and this is what I used last time. I know the old books are, you're not supposed to go by them anymore. They're not up to code, up to date, however you want to say it. I still refer back to my old books. This is a Better Home and Garden. It says new cookbook, but it is, let me see if I can find the date for y'all. It was published in 1953. And when you go and look up muscadines in here, it tells you to refer to the grape jelly. And I have another book that does that as well. So we're going to refer to this grape jelly. It's a no pectin. If y'all followed me before, you know that I'm not a fan of pectin, so I try not to add it. This blue ball canning book, and it has actually got the muscadine listed in here, and it simply says follow the grape jam recipe as well. So the grape jam recipe in this one is 2 quarts of grapes to 6 cups of sugar. There's several different ways you can do this, and you can take these and you can squeeze them and squeeze the pulp out, or you can just boil them in some water, mash them down, and run them through a strainer to get the pulp out, which is what I'm going to do today. We're gonna wash the muscadines over here. First thing I wanted to tell you is my kitchen is a total mess. I have got probably 10 things that have to be canned pretty quickly this week or they're gonna go bad. So I've got stuff everywhere. Small kitchen, not a lot of room. First thing we're gonna do is wash them with a strainer under some cold water. Look at the different colors in there. It's just so pretty. All right, so we have got 16 cups of muscadines in here in this pot. I've kind of got it to where I hope y'all can see it really well. So for every 4 cups, we're gonna add 1/4 cup of water. Now I'm using this distilled bottled water because we have rural tap water and it's very heavily chlorinated. So that's gonna be 1 cup for me. Let this warm up. And once they get warmed up, they'll kind of start breaking down a little bit. And then I'm going to take this little tool here. You can use potato mash or anything you've got. And I'm just going to start crushing them up a little bit and getting that juice extracted. So if you've never heard of a muscadine, it's basically a southern grape. I don't know if it grows in the north or not, but I know it's kind of referred to as a southern grape. Last year when we picked these, I made some muscadine wine. Never have I made wine before. And I've still got all of it on the shelf. We've took like 1 sip of it. We're not really drinkers around here. I don't know why I made it, but it's set for a year now and it's gotten a lot stouter. I fermented it with the yeast and all that stuff. I guess it was just kind of one of those to see if I could do it. I found it and I thought, I'm gonna give this a try. Like I said, we haven't really used any of it, but it looks really good. So you can make muscadine wine if you want to. I didn't buy any of the wine equipment or the distill stuff, any of that. I just used what I had here. I put a balloon over the glass jar that it set in, and so yeah, look that up if you're interested in that. We really need to give this stuff away, honestly, because it's just taking up shelf space, but I'm sure it's really good and stout at this point. But that's just another thing you can do with the muscadines if that's your choice. Okay, you can start to really smell the muscadines now. They smell sweet, which means they're good and ripe. I'm just gonna keep stirring them around, let them get warm still. Just gonna start crushing them. And like I said, you can use something like this, or you can use a potato masher. We're just trying to extract that juice out of there. Got most of the muscadines smashed. There's a couple that's still not. I'm going to continue to work on that as it boils, but you want this to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. And the hotter the muscadines get, the easier they'll be to extract that juice out of the ones that's left. While I'm stirring the muscadines and they're boiling, I just wanted to make sure and tell y'all to please check the USDA healthy canning guidelines. I'll leave that link below, or check the ball canning book. I'm no expert canner. I do what I feel like is the right and safe way for my family. So you need to check and do your research and do what's comfortable to you, and also make sure that the times for your altitudes and all that is correct. So make sure you check that out and you do your research before you get started on this. And if you're new to canning, there's several videos out there. I haven't done one, but there's several other people that have on canning for beginners. I would suggest that you start with the water bath canning before the pressure canning. It just kind of gets your feet wet and kind of get your confidence up on it. But make sure you check all the things to do, because canning is very safe and it's a very good way to save money if you do it right. But it can also be a bad thing. You can get botulism or anything if you don't. Everything has to be sterile. My little food mill here. Got nothing but juice left in here. We started with 16 cups of muscadines and we've got approximately 8 cups of juice left. We're gonna add 3/4 a cup of sugar to each cup of juice we have. If your muscadines are not that ripe, you'll want to add a cup. Ours were pretty ripe, so we're going to do 3/4 a cup. Turn our stove on about medium heat. We're going to stir. Now I know this is a lot of sugar, but if you go buy jelly at the store, it is loaded with sugar and preservatives. And you don't know what they done to the fruit they used to make this. I know these muscadines had not been sprayed with anything. They hadn't been touched at all. So they're very organic. We're gonna stir this until the sugar is completely dissolved. Then we're gonna crank the heat up a little bit. We're gonna let it boil until it kind of sheets off of a spoon. Basically, it just kind of thickens on a spoon, and then we'll know that it's ready to put in the jars. We've got it to a good rolling boil. I know it's not ready yet, but I'm just gonna kind of show you what the spoon looks like at this point. Not really sticking to it at all. We're still boiling pretty good. I've got it turned down on about medium, but I want to show y'all, see how it's starting to stick to the spoon. It's not just completely sliding off. So we are definitely getting quite a bit closer. Probably going to let it go another 10 minutes. It's probably been going 15 to 20 minutes now. We're going to test our spoon again. See how it's slowly dripping off the spoon? That's what you're looking for. It sheets the whole spoon. You can see over there on the sides how it's sheeting it and dripping down. We're ready. We're ready to put this in jars. Start with a hot jar. I've got a cake pan over here with just an inch or 2 of water in it, and they're sitting in it. They're nice and hot. Your jelly's hot. This is a hot pack method. You've got raw pack, hot pack, different kinds of methods. So make sure you know the different ones if you're new to canning. I do like to use a towel because this gets very messy. Easy cleanup. And you're going to leave a 1/4 inch headspace on this. Most things we do is 1 inch, but this is a 1/4 inch. So you're going to take your debubbler, anything that you've got, chopstick, anything will work. Just run it around in there. Now this is a 1/4 inch on this. If you're not familiar with canning, that just goes right and touches that, so we know that it's good. Next, we're going to use our vinegar on a paper towel. Wipe it really good. You don't want any jelly or anything on there because your lids will not seal and you will have wasted your time. So this is a very important step. We put our lid on. Reach over here and grab a warm ring. This is where that towel comes in handy too, because you can use it finger tight. And into our water bath canner. And we're just going to repeat these steps. Reaching over here and getting me a hot jar. All right, we're up to a good boil. We're gonna set got our timer set for 15 minutes. Here's our 6 jars of jelly. Just pulled them out of the water bath canner. I'm gonna get to making some more muscadine jelly. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to go forage for some muscadines, they're out in the wild everywhere. We've got some around our area, or you know someone that has muscadines, go get them and make some jelly with them. It'll be great on your pantry shelf. So I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. Make sure you check out the ball canning book or the USDA health website listed below to get the correct ways to do things for yourself and for your family. Until next time, God bless.